Dear friends, party colleagues and respected guests, good afternoon. I really appreciate the efforts of BRSO Germany chapter for organizing this event, and I am thankful to all the participants who have come together here today to pay tribute to Father of the Nation Shaheed Nawab Akbar Bugti on his 11th martyrdom anniversary, and all those Baloch martyrs who followed his footsteps and sacrificed their precious lives for a better future of the Baloch nation and motherland Balochistan. Shaheed Nawab Akbar Bugti was a leader who walked on every path of the struggle for the rights and freedoms of his people. From political struggle to the resistance movement, he stood on the forefronts to demand and fight for the future of his nation. He never compromised on his principles and always stood by his words, even in the hardest and toughest times. Shaheed Nawab Akbar Bugti laid the foundations of the current struggle for freedom by his blood and great sacrifice of his life. Today, every Baloch has stood up against the illegal occupation and tyranny of the Pakistani state. The Baloch movement is gaining international recognition because of the struggle and sacrifices of our Baloch martyrs. It is also because of the Baloch martyrs that today, more than any time in Baloch history, the Baloch people, men and women, have risen against the Pakistani state for their rights and freedom. Even the unprecedented atrocities and oppressions by the state have failed to deter the Baloch people from their struggle. The Pakistani state, by martyring Shaheed Nawab Muhammad Akbar Bugti, was illusioned that it had succeeded in suppressing the voices and demands of Baloch people for their rights. But today, as the whole world has witnessed, the Baloch people are joining the Baloch liberation struggle more than any time in history, and the demand of freedom is echoing from every corner of Balochistan. It is now our responsibility to continue the struggle for the mission Shaheed Nawab Akbar Bugti and all other our martyrs struggled and sacrificed their lives for. They sacrificed their lives for Balochistan, for you, for me, and for every one of us. We will not let their sacrifice go in vain. Through hard work and dedication, we continue to struggle with all our ability and strength. There is more responsibility for the friends and activists who have come to Europe and other Western countries because they have the opportunity to influence and change the way the world looks towards Balochistan. We have the responsibility to highlight and raise awareness about what is going on in Balochistan. We have to inform the international community about the Baloch struggle and national movement for freedom, and we have to attract world attention toward ongoing genocide and worst human rights abuses that our people are facing on daily basis at the hands of Pakistani army and the ISI in Balochistan. Baloch, political activists, students, and the cream of Baloch society continue to be target of enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings by the Pakistani secret agencies. Worst of all is that Pakistani forces now also abduct and torture our women and children. Hundreds of Baloch women and children have been abducted by the forces from different parts of Balochistan, including Dera Bukti, Awaran, Nasirabad, Bolan, and Kolu. These are worst forms of human rights abuses in the modern history of the world committed by any government or state. Pakistan commits these crimes against humanity in Balochistan to silence the Baloch voices for freedom. Pakistan is able to commit these crimes and hide them from the world because it has been playing double games in the name of war on terrorism. It has been receiving billions of dollars in aid and modern military equipment in the pretext of eliminating terrorism, but it uses them to crush the political movement of Baloch people. On the other hand, the Pakistani state continues its policy of harboring, training, and exporting terrorism to fight against the armies of very countries which provide it money and weapons to fight terrorism. The question here is that despite of so much deception and playing a dubious role, how is Pakistan able to convince the world in its favor and how it is continuing to receive financial and military aid and all kinds of economic benefits from Western countries, while the Baloch, despite being a natural ally of Western world, are being ignored by the international community. It is because of strong lobbying and denying access to foreign media on the ground. On one hand, Pakistan denies access to foreigners on the ground to see and report the truth, while on the other hand, it feeds them with wrong information and lies through lobbying and propaganda internationally. In this context, the role of Baloch diaspora and Baloch activists in Western countries becomes more important. It is our duty to expose the Pakistani dubious standards and to present the Baloch cause, which is in accordance with the international laws and supports the interests of civilized countries in the region. While Baloch Republican Party and Baloch Republican Student Organisation activists have been playing a very positive role in spreading awareness about the Baloch movement, but there is certainly a long way to go till we convince the governments and people of these countries in favor of Baloch struggle. Every one of us can individually and collectively play our role in spreading awareness and gathering support for Balochistan and the Baloch movement. Wherever we live, it should be our primary objective to inform more and more people about the situation in Balochistan and Baloch people's history, culture, language, struggle, and sacrifices they are making for freedom and justice. This is indeed the best way to pay tribute to our martyrs and to save our people who are facing state barbarity in Balochistan every day. I appreciate the efforts of BRP and BRSO Germany in this regard, and I hope you will continue to fulfill your national duties. May the sacrifices of our martyrs bring a bright dawn of freedom for the Baloch nation, and may we succeed in completing the mission of Shaheed Nawab Akbar Bugti. Long live the Baloch nation, long live Balochistan. Thank you.